Hey there everyone, Entire Lettuce here. So since patch 2 I've been playing around with the slaughters again. I've been playing around with lance builds, but nothing's really come close to being as reliable as the good old 6 slaughter build. So yeah, I'm going to be playing against an Imperial player. So in my setup that you'll see shortly, it is the 6 slaughters with 3 idolators. For my skills, I'm going for the Void Locust Swarm and the Stasis Bomb. Stasis Bomb is there not only to trap the enemy, but to section off the enemy. So if this guy has one of his ships that I feel like my fleet is going to go after, the Stasis Bomb is there to put the rest out. So either make them have to divert course or just entirely block them out of the fight. The other skills I'll be using are a mission dissipator. That's just so that I don't get identified and I don't get lanced or long range ripping down before I even get into the fight. Especially helps when I want to boost and chase after people, or boost and cap points instead of fighting. And the other one will obviously be the AP boost.
Engines hot.
Yeah, going off here, I think I forgot to even set. No, that's fine. Thought I forgot to set stances there in this game. So yeah, I'm just using the idolators to cap points, and I'll be making use of the all ahead boosting here, just because a mission dissipator I can dodge the auger probe that he sent out without having to fear of, you know, getting hit with lances and so forth.
For the War Master.
A lot of the time I'll just use the 3 idolators to cap points initially, and they'll just be there to radar and ping out what my opponent has, where the enemy flagship is, so I can identify what I actually want to go for. I was playing around with Carnages since patch 2, but they just don't have the maneuverability and the speed of the slaughter. Is just sorely missed. So I just find it ends up being better, especially when you're fighting against Necrons. You won't be able to just boost around. So yeah, I went way off to the left just because he sent out a probe and I didn't want to get my unit scanned, or my fleet scanned. And I also wanted to fight in a situation where, if need be, I've had a few cases where I come against Imperials and they're much better brawlers, so I wanted to be close to the gas clouds so that should the need arise I can go into them and go into a victory point style of winning instead of trying to clash it on.
We'll follow your command.
So yeah, you were spread out quite a bit, and this initially was, you'll see I start boosting in at some stage, because normally when they split up I'm like, hey, this is a long range fleet, or this isn't a fleet that immediately wants to go ram into me. So I boosted in, and he ended up having a bit of a brawler fleet. Not as bad as it could have been, but there you'll also see that I'm seeing if I want to, where I want to throw the stasis bomb, where I want to throw it at, where I want to throw them out. So there I divert the 2 smaller ships off to the side, and I decide that I'm going to go straight bang on into these. I could have veered away here, because I know the ram's coming, but I don't see any spurs, so I was like, you know what, if I'm going to take ramming damage, it's going to happen, I'll sacrifice a ship or 2, because I just wanted to get into the damage while I had that sphere up. Didn't see a flagship, so at this point I realized, okay, maybe this is just one of those cases where the flagship sits somewhere in the back and the rest do the damage. And as you'll see here, I realize there's a bit of bombs going on. So I was boosting around. The initial engagement went a bit awry there, as I lost the ship, and I was just trying to put myself back in a position to do damage. So I'd already gone heavy on that one big ship, so that was my target. I had to at least get something out of it, and getting a big chunk of victory points off of a big ship is always nice early game, in case you have to go and disperse and play the victory point game. So yeah, I'm making use of the idolaters I still have to go around the back and capture the points.
We stand ready.
Again, every victory point counts. It can be a case where you even have ships backing out and the victory points are ticking on in the background. Yeah, so there I'm narrowly dodging, trying to get rammed by these ships. Let's see, does this guy make it? No, he doesn't. The other two I got out. You'll see my flagship goes off there and spots his flagship, and at this point I realize, you know what, that's actually the prime target. So I end up shifting my fleet over to try and take care of my opponent's flagship. I don't want any more of the skill bombs or anything else going off if I don't have to. Yeah, again, saving my idolaters. One of the biggest problems that I've had in the past is I'll forget about my escorts, and then I won't have anything to ping down my opponent's fleet. I won't have anything to give me sight to quickly capture points in the back, which can be a big problem late game. So yeah, I'm slowly boosting each and every one of my ships. I'm trying to boost closer to try and just kill that enemy flagship. As you can see, my fleet's already fairly damaged. So at this point I realize I have to even out the morale. Although my one limping ship there next to my flagship is kind of slowing it down. There again, using my stasis field or my stasis bomb to zone out the opponent's big ship from getting involved, therefore buying me a bit more time.
Your orders.
So yeah, I believe I possibly made a mistake, so I don't know why, but I thought, you know, let me go back and regroup and possibly use the locust swarm just to get a bit more health on my ships.
Engines hot.
And I completely forgot that you can just throw A, identified, and B, that he can throw in ordnance and so forth at me.
Seized a strategic area.
So yeah, taking the time in the lull in the battle to send my idolaters out to cap points again.
It's a trap. Disengaging.
The enemy has accumulated
And
25%
my one ship goes down.
points.
And the other one decides that it's going to have a panic attack. Another one has a panic attack there. And I believe, yeah, the lower south one ended up losing its engine, so it's fairly going to be limping around.
For the ruinous
At this point, in my head, I just thought I have to go and kill those ships. And you'll see what I'm trying to do when I get in there is to A, dodge the inevitable ram an Imperial player tries to do, and B, stay behind that ship so that I take less damage and I deal more damage. And what inevitably happens there when you're controlling a big piranha swarm of slaughters is that I ended up having to stop them boosting at some point and manage where they're boosting to. Besides if I'm playing as Necrons, I don't normally have any concerns if I am trying to take down a big ship with the slaughter fleet. As you see, they're very maneuverable. Getting behind an enemy ship is never too hard of a thing to do. I was mindful of where the remaining smaller craft in my opponent's fleet was, however. I didn't want to run into my opponent and then he ran 3 of my ships together.
The enemy has seized
So you'll notice I'm boosting them all occasionally, and that's just to stay towards the rear of my opponent's main ship at this point. They're just boosting the flagship out of range of potential ram. And in quite a few of these run-bys, I've been lucky enough that both sides of my ships are either shooting at either one of these his ships. I'm getting damage on both ends. And here you'll see his big ship goes down, and that wins me the game. Yeah, big ship goes down, the remaining ones got barely any health left, and that one I win the game. But yeah, thought I'd drop this in. See you till next, guys. See you till next time, should I say. Thanks for watching.